Hello folks, welcome to another episode of In the Gold Fields. Oh man, I've got a good video for you today. As you can obviously hear, Mother Nature has supplied us with a little bit of water runoff this year in Arizona. Now me and Ben Ironman Caldwell, we've been waiting for about 3 months for this rush. It comes through on his claim about 3 months into our season, so we go from dry washing to what they call dryland dredging. Now, just for, since you guys are going to be seeing what dryland dredging is, if you never did it before, we actually pump water from the creek up into the high marks of the creek where the gold is lying on the bedrock up in the high benches. Now, this is not monitoring, this is not hydroblasting. A lot of people, you know, they get it confused with the stuff they used to do out in California and blow half the mountains down. We're not doing that, folks. We're actually on the bedrock in the creek, and we're taking out the stuff that's been put here by the high floods. And we probably get one about every 5 years around here, enough to put the sediments back to where we actually take them out. I don't know if you can see it. I got good old Ben Ironman Caldwell back here. He's putting him a little brick wall in the creek to get some stuff ready for later, because he's going to be moving down the creek in about a week. Right now we got too much water. You can't get in. You can get into it, but with waders, you know, if you do the wrong move, it's going to fill your waders, and you're going to be down the creek for a while. So we don't want to try that just yet. But I'm going to show you a little bit of his operation. He's actually running a 4-inch. I'll be running a 3-inch, and this is going to be. I'm going to show you how my new box is working that I showed you guys previously in the year. That was made by Chris Miller of Prospector's Choice here in Arizona, Surprise, Arizona. He was nice enough to do a good job and build the box to specifications that I actually wanted, and man, I'll tell you what, it works dynamite. I couldn't be more pleased with it. I actually used it down on one of the GPAA claims earlier this year with just using it as a high banker, pumping water a long way again. If you guys remember any of my videos, you know where I was at pumping that water quite a ways. But we started our season out down there, got a lot of fine gold again, so I know it catches the fine gold. And since we've been working here doing this, we know it gets the chunkies too. We've had a couple of really good cleanouts. We did a cleanout yesterday because we had a little rain, so it gave us a day to stay back at camp and get stuff cleaned up. And I still got about a 5-gallon bucket of ponds to run. We actually, if you don't clean it up every night, it kind of builds up on you. So I'll be showing you that later on as well back at camp. Like I said, I'm going to preview everything that we're doing down here, and try to take you back and do a little bit of the cleanup as well. So without ado, I'm going to go get my waders, my gloves, and get everything else ready. My motor's primed up and ready to go. It's all set up. So yeah, hang out, stick in, and we're going to make stuff happen here in a minute. Alright, now that I've got my clothes changed, I've got my waders on, my high gloves, you gotta have it because that water is cold. Even though it's out here and it's nice and warm on days like today, you see me with the sock hat stuff, this is the only reason I got this on is for spray back on the water, which you'll be seeing that a little bit later. But this is the box I was telling you about that old Chris Miller from Prospector's Choice got done for me. Now you'll notice, number one, it's the alluvial design, which I like very much. It's nature's design, and he's utilized it really good in a bigger box like this. I asked for a 4-inch dredge box, and for this year I actually put the 3-inch dredge box on instead of the 4, but it will do a 4-inch box as well. It's got enough gusto to it. You'll notice the 3-inch diamonds. Now the reason I have 3-inch diamonds in here is the design is I do not like to clean out every 20 minutes, every hour. It drives me nuts. So with this design here, this design will actually let me run, if I want to, up to 3-4 days with only one clean out. Now I've actually did a lot of testing on this since we've had it out here. I've never found any gold down here in this wide part. I've always found it in the first 12 inches up here in this miner's moss. Now the miner's moss is completely through the mat. Underneath the miner's moss, so you got a big, nice, deep ribbed rubber matting to catch any finds that dig through this miner's moss. The nuggets, you see I got my corrugated rib rubber matting up the top. Now that doesn't come out. Reason why I call that a little tattletale. So it just shows me if I see some gold flakes in there, I can see it, rinse it out later, it comes right out of the box. But yeah, this is the design I was telling you about. Like I said, Chris has done a real good job, and man, it works really good and beneficial to me. Especially right down here what we're doing, because we're a little bit a ways away. My 3-inch dredge nozzle actually gives me a little bit more suction. Now you'll see Ben Caldwell over here. He's going to have a 4-inch dredge nozzle going. His motor, he's got a couple nicer pumps than the one I have on mine. I've just got average trash bumps on this for being down here in the creek for right now, because sediments and stuff like that are floating through the creek, and I don't want to burn out a good pump when I can burn out one that's not that much, you know, of more importance. So anyway, this is, like I said, this is the box from Chris Miller at Prospector's Choice. I don't know if he has these on the market yet, but you never know. You can always give him a call, throw him your specs, and see what he'll do for you, and see how you can get it built. He also has some other designs. You know, he has sluice boxes and other high bankers in the alluvial design as well. You can go online. I think it's prospectorschoice.com. It's not really hard to miss it. It's just 2 words, Prospector's Choice. But yeah, go give him a look and give his website a look and check him out. But like I said, for me, this is a beneficial box, and it works dynamo. Okay, now, where I'm at right now is I'm in the hole that I've actually dug. The camera's actually setting back in the first part that we started. And I will be taking some pictures for the end of this video. That way you all can see pretty much what kind of rocks that we are moving. Whether you can actually see these rocks that I'm standing by, they will be moved today. And I will be about approximately 6 to 7 feet in further. Now I'm on top of bedrock. Number 1, gold's not going to go any further than the bedrock, so it's nice and shallow, but it holds good chunky gold, which you will probably be seeing later on when we do a cleanup. But these rocks all day will have to be moved, and I'll file these back. Now, right now though, I have a nice deep depression in my bedrock. Now what I can do is I can sit here and clean all this up, and everything will come down into that deep depression, even the gold chunks, and then my nozzle will bring it up and take it back into the alluvial box that I have sitting over here. And then I can just at my leisure throw the rocks out, keep eating, keep eating, keep eating. Now after I get so far in, and this big bad mamma jamma right here is sitting here all by its lonesome, I'll do a couple flips, or have Ben Arman Caldwell help, because this is a big sucker. I'll have this, flip this a couple times back, and then I'll continue on and go forward. Now I've got a couple big rocks under my rear end here, and then there's one big rock sitting here. I've already undermined this. This is sitting on bedrock. I am not going to go on the other side and eat it out, because I do not want this rock to shift on me at any time. It's just like digging a hole, folks. Pay attention to what you got around you, because things like this, one way, that way, you're going to snap a leg or crush your guts out, and it's not going to be a pretty sight. So pay attention. Always pay attention. But yeah, like I said, got my gloves. I'm all ready to go. My stuff's set up. My motor's there. So I'm going to get running, and let's see what we can find. As you can see, getting to this rock's already through one layer out. This is what we do. Just sit here, clean everything off, and then throw it back out of the hole. Rock after rock after rock. This big rock, I felt this thing move 3 times. So I kind of got my knee on it so I can feel it move. That way when it doesn't, I can get out of the way. Won't have to have nobody's help after all. Big guy, well, he's over there making a pretty good sized hole with him. There it moves again. Like I said, you get everything out underneath it, it's on the bedrock, but which way it wants to go, you never know. The way this stuff's done out here in the desert. It looks easy, but at the end of the day, your back feels it. Let me tell you. I don't think I'm a gold digger anymore. I think I'm a rock mover. Anyway, back to work. And here we are, folks. You just seen Ben Caldwell. He moved a little bit out of the hole and went down here by the creek. Unfortunately, though, we have a green stiff rod, and neither one of us was kind of paying attention, and the motor went in the water. And if everybody knows about motors, they don't run underwater. So now we got a dilemma. Must be like the Hoffmans, folks. We're on gold. That's when everything always happens. So
I'm just gonna throw it in the creek.
Just gonna throw it in the creek. So now what we got to do is, if your motor ever falls in the water, or guys, this is pretty much what you're going to have to do, is take the spark plug out. Don't try to pull it because it'll stop on its own. It won't fire on water. Take the spark plug out, give it a couple pumps, put the spark plug back in. After you dry it off, it'll probably start right back up and run good.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. So we're going to go try to find out if we can't get her fixed. Hang in there, more to come. Okay, folks. Now, unlike other people that don't know how to do things and how to take stuff, if you're a miner, you got to know how to rig stuff to work. So what we did is we took an old an old spark plug wrench that don't fit, turned it around. No Iron Man stuck the hammer to it. Well, we got it to fit the spark plug and got the spark plug out. So that's one little ingenuitive thing. But next big thing is going to be, number one, getting the spark plug back out of this little thing, which I'm sure we'll be able to do. And then we're also going to do this. We took the spark plug out. That way we can actually pull the piston, because the piston doesn't fire on water. It'll fire on gas. Water gets into it, it'll go up, and it'll automatically stop because water don't fire. So when it reaches a certain point, it'll stop. So that's how you do it. If your water falls in an engine, take the spark plug out, change the oil, which we already changed the oil. You got the spark plug out. You're going to pull that a few times to get all the water out of it. Looking at the spark plug
here,
though,
came into the air intake, so
come into the air intake.
yeah.
So I say, looking at the spark plug, it doesn't look wet at all.
It was a little wet.
Just a little.
Yeah, it's probably dry.
That's
I'm not
good.
seeing any water come out of there. So.
Well, just give it a couple pumps to make sure you blow everything out.
There it is.
That's water coming out. Now you can see the water comes out of the spark plug port, and he'll probably have to do that quite a few times till we get it done. But anyway, we got a little work to do, so let us get this finished. We'll come back and, like I said, we'll start going back down. I was going to talk to him a little bit about what he's doing with a 4-inch dredge down there in the creek, and he already made a move from the hole that you seen, or was going to tell you about earlier, and moved down to the creek. Is where we're going to move yesterday or tomorrow, and I'm actually going to move up tomorrow a little bit above him. So we're actually moving pretty much all the way up the creek so we can prospect all the way up, which we know where the gold is, but we want to test these spots that we haven't tested before, that are really deep and you can't get to with a shovel. And trust me, folks, I'm done with shoveling this year. You done with shoveling?
I was hoping we could do some.
You're right. But anyway, let's get this engine running. We'll be back here in a little bit, and we'll get back to the water. Good luck. Pump that baby.
Alright. That was probably a mistake on my bad, but we should have known better. We're going to make a nice, not so level, leaning away from the creek. The engine should still run fine. The hose, suction hose, pulled it in. Hose was going uphill, let it go right back down. Should have been able to see it, but you know, we're looking for gold. So, anti-slope. Will never happen again. And hopefully we got that engine working. Got most of that taken care of.
All right, here we are. We got what we believe everything done. Now we're about an hour and about 25 minutes behind on the schedule today, but that's all right, because if you figure an hour and a half on our part, it's going to be like maybe a day on the big guy's part. So, got the motor cleaned out. Ben feels he's got the water pumped out. We've changed the oil, make sure there was no water in it. Tipped it upside down, make sure there wasn't nothing in the air filter. Air filter was a little wet, we left it up there. We can actually run this today like with no air filter because there's no dust out here, it's all wet. So, we're getting ready to find out if we did our job right. I watch Ben do his stuff, and Ben feels the same way I do. We feel pretty strong about it starting up and going. Get everything primed up again. That's the fun part of it.
So while you're waiting, we could do some panning.
Right. That's good.
Air pocket.
Yeah, it'll run. No, grease it. No.
Got air pocket in there, it won't run.
That one little air pocket? What's in that big hose?
No, back here.
Oh, okay. That's what makes it different. Like I said, we dug this shoal out right here so we make sure it wouldn't go back in. So here we go. The test is all tests. Is it going to do it or not?
It's better than before!
Good job.
It's taking me 20 pulls. Probably just let it run on low.
It's burned. There ain't no water in the biscuit. Yeah. All right. Anyway, back to work. Did her job right. Woohoo! See fun yet? Come on down and work out an old SWIFTWATER gym. Totally free. Those ain't ready. That like fun. You see, got a little cloud cover come in now. Glad old Iron Man got his motor running again. Saved us a lot of time, didn't want to really go back to town. Trying to put as much hours as we can right now because we got some rain coming in Friday. We know we're not going to be able to get out here. We're going to stay as late as what we possibly can without getting too dark or caught in the rain. Anyway, here in a little bit, we'll come back over to old man Iron Man Caldwell over there. Maybe do a little interview and see what his thoughts are. Get down at some good old broken up bedrock, so maybe be able to show you some chunkies here at the end of the day. All right, now we're back at camp finally after a long day. Ben's got his classifieds going on. He's cleaning up right now. I have got an ungodly amount of concentrates to run through, but one good thing is every spoonful yields about anywhere from 25 to 35 colors with a lot of micros in it, so it done pretty good. Ben's classifying down his. He's going to run it through the cleanup. We kind of use a fluid bed action. We seem to like that, but
You still lose a little bit, but
yeah, that's why we got the keen mat and the extra rubber matting. We don't like to lose too much, but as you've seen in the video, Ben's 4-inch opposed to what my 3-inch does. My 3-inch eats pretty good. It does, but you got to watch out for stuff like that. Ben, you like your 4-inch a lot better, correct?
I think the 4-inch is probably the way to go.
4 inches is the way to go. Yeah, he can move a lot more, and what's good is because most of the rocks down there are anywhere. It's going to be 2.5 to 3.5 inches.
You
So
just don't get the clog. I don't know if it's the nozzle angle or what, but the clogs are nil.
yeah, see, less clogs is the best, I think, in my opinion. But anyway, I've already got my stuff classified up today. Like I said, I've got them sitting here. I'm not going to run mine tonight because I've got like over a 5-gallon bucket sitting here, so it's going to be a bunch. But what I can do is, this is my stuff out of today of the over 20 mesh. Let's see if you can. Pieces are getting heavy. See, they're wanting to roll down, so see if I can't get them up there. There we go.
Fool's gold.
It's fool's gold. Yeah, look at that. But listen to this one here, folks. Oh, that's a clinker. That right there is nice. Those 3 pieces right here, I think, come in at a, what was that, a 0.6?
Yeah, I think it was around a half gram.
Yeah, 0.6, so a half gram of chunky pickers. So when it comes to dryland dredging and finding bedrock that you can get on, and finding out that it's anywhere between 3-4 feet and shallower, follow that bedrock, getting those cracks. I mean, I found a couple good cracks and crevices where they turned. I would have never found them if we weren't actually washing the bedrock off, literally, and making sure that our stuff was picking up the gold off the bedrock. And we always try to clean behind us and come back up front. So anyway, I'm glad you got to see a little bit. Hope you guys liked the video. It's like I said, it's been a long day.
Keep your engine out of the creek.
Yeah, keep your engine out of the creek. Well, you got it running though.
And watch out, we got shot at today too. That it was amazing. It's like
sometimes out here, target shooters don't use their head. They were actually shooting at the mountain, and the mountain had to be pretty much over our head.
25 miles on the other side of the canyon.
We could hear the bullets flying by our head, and I knew they were dropping, so I had to go up there and tell them. Well, I said it frankly in a way they understood, but I was upset because they were flying low enough we could hear them pretty much flying through the air clean and clear. So if you are a target shooter, use your head, shoot into a background or a backboard. Don't just put a silhouette up and shoot across mountains. It's stupid. It's stupid. But anyway, I'm glad you guys, like I said, I hope you liked the video. Like I said, give Chris Miller at Prospector's Choice a look for the alluvial box. It does good for me. Obviously right there, and like I said, I've got really good fine gold out of here too as well. You might give him a call, maybe give him your specs if you're wanting something different, or check out his line that he's already got. But yeah, other than that, remember, GPAA, AMRA, AMRA, join both of them if you can, because they're going to benefit you, they're going to benefit us, and they're going to benefit everybody out here that's doing what we're doing. So without ado, from Iron Man and Swiftwater, we're out of here. And always remember what I say. Get out there and start living life before the life isn't there to start living. And I may see you in the gold fields. Have a good day. Three, two.